One more game remains in the regular season, and it is a doozy. It's the 2019 Twin Cities Boys Championship, featuring a pair of teams that have seen each other considerably over the last several years. The Minneapolis North Polars at 18-8 host the St. Paul Central Minutemen at 20-6. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Peden. Marshell Cook will join me momentarily. Minneapolis North once again the #1 seed in Section 5 AA. And in an ironic twist, they could end up facing the team that knocked them out a year ago, Brooklyn Center, in the quarterfinals of their section bracket. But right now, they have some pride on the line. This event has been an annual ritual for the Polars for the last several years, ever since Larry McKenzie took over. The Polars are led by their usual weapons: Eli Campbell, Nasir El-Amin, Willie Wilson, Omar Brown. They're not as deep as they were a year ago when they had the likes of Trey Holloman and Taylor Johnson, but they play a lot of teams close, highly competitive games. We were here when they had a near upset over Minnehaha Academy. The Polars romped through the conference with one exception, a close duel with Roosevelt, but here they are with a chance to tune up once more at the Twin Cities event. St. Paul Central returning to this event after missing out last year when Johnson got the nod. They feel a little stiffed after the section seedings were announced and they were placed in the 5 slot, even though they're a 20-win team. Part of that, their section has a lot of Suburban East teams and they have a tendency to gang up. No surprise this year, East Ridge and Cretin-Durham Hall 1 and 2, Tartan getting the 3. So Central will have a tough first round out against White Bear Lake, but they've got to get through a North team that has played them highly competitively over the last several years. Keep an eye out for Devontae Davis, Dion Ford. Those will be the playmakers to watch for the Minutemen. Last time we saw them, they were trounced by Minnehaha Academy. Too much one-on-one ball, in the words of Scott Howell. They'll hope to avoid that today at North Community High School. We'll be back to kick off our final regular season broadcast. You're watching high school boys basketball.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSP television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSP television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
We rejoin you at North Community High School in Minneapolis. The Polars, a 2-time state champion in Class A, did not get to take part in the state tournament in Class 2A last year after the upset loss to Brooklyn Center. Hoping to change their tune this year. Game starting slightly behind schedule. The JV game won by the Polars ran a little long, but we avoided the dreaded JV overtime. So the starters are being introduced as we noted in the open. A 20-6 team that will have to go on the road, and that is the case for a lot of sections in Class 4A. You know, every year the calls grow for a do-over by seeding 1 through 64 instead of going by sections. I don't know if or when that will happen. The high school league, somewhat notorious for adapting things at a slow pace. You see the hype video and the lights. Polars trying to add a little spice to their intros. Five 20-win teams in Section 4-4A, and North St. Paul no slouch. They got that big win over De La Salle. Granted, that came against a shorthanded De La Salle team, but a win nonetheless. And Minneapolis North, they are the favorites in Section 5 AA. Breck and Maranatha Christian could give them a run. Litchfield also a 20-win team. But Maranatha getting run over by Minnehaha on Thursday, and Breck has also struggled with Minnehaha. That being said, it is not a guaranteed out for Minneapolis North. They will have to work for it. St. Paul Central winning their last 5 games. Minneapolis North lost to Eden Prairie by 14, then took care of Washburn easily. North once again undefeated in conference play, and the same could be said for St. Paul Central. The starters for Minneapolis North is Omar Brown, Eli Campbell, Nasir El-Amin, Willie Wilson, and Devon Townley Jr. Central will start Rennell Porter, Devontae Davis, Dion Ford, Karan Crow, and Luke McElroy. Players to watch: Eli Campbell, 18.2 points per game, Townley, 12.3, Willie Wilson, 9.3, and Nasir El-Amin, 12.1. St. Paul Central Ford averaging 15.1, Porter 14.9, Davis averaging 18.8. North wearing their black alternates for this one, and St. Paul Central wearing the road white. The sections are in place. Pride on the line. This is a game that Minneapolis North has won for the last 3 years. They're hoping to make it a 4th. But for the Polars, realistically, this is a tune-up for bigger things ahead. St. Paul Central scores first with Dion Ford converting in transition. Here's Eli Campbell. Drives. No good. Townley, offensive rebound. Can't get the foot back, and the rebound goes into the hands of Devontae Davis. And Central coughs it up. North led by Larry McKenzie. He's been with the Polars for 6 years. And Scott Howell, the longtime figurehead at St. Paul Central in both boys basketball and football. In fact, Central and North have quite the history in those two sports, and they'll play each other in football next year. 3-ball corner pocket for Eli Campbell, and that gets North on the board. Ford, 17-footer off the mark. Minneapolis North ball, 16:32 left in the first period. Three on the way. Bullseye. Luke McElroy. Fadeaway does not drop for Nasir El-Amin. And a foul is called on Minneapolis North. No foul, actually. It was Central ball. It was a Central North sweep this year in the Twin Cities series. Here's Devontae Davis in the corner. Porter. Entry feed. And Davis is fouled. Off the inbound, 3-ball corner pocket. Davis found himself open. Willie Wilson didn't have anywhere to go, and North calls a timeout. With 15:08 left in the first half, the Minutemen with an early 8-3 lead. Now, we saw St. Paul Central get an early jump in their game with Minnehaha, only to be undone by a 23-5 run. Some of Central's key wins. They beat Lenox in the Barefoot Classic at the Pentagon. Had a couple of 100-point wins over Washington. North, again, the loss of Trey Holloman, who graduated to transferred to Cretin-Durham Hall, and then the graduation of a few seniors. Left them short-handed somewhat, so unable to pick up some of those statement wins they had in years past, such as Eastview, a 4-point loss. They did get one over Caledonia, came back to win it late. Waseca, they fell by 23. Minnehaha had a chance to win it, couldn't close out. And then Hopkins, Eden Prairie, De La Salle, well-fought games, but all in defeats. That will be a charge on the Polars. McElroy set himself up in time, and he took a hard hit. Central, as we noted, some of their key wins. Osseo to start the season. They beat Orono, although that team not quite the same after Jarvis Omersa graduated, went to Minnesota. And we will have a substitution, I believe, for McElroy. Both teams undefeated in conference play. And Central coming off a big win over Edison 2 nights ago. Both with similar trajectories. Even though Central has a 20-win season against some of the higher level teams, the teams where they could really make a statement, they came up just a bit short. Kai West, one of the football-basketball crossovers on the floor for the Minutemen. Nasir El-Amin with the strip. Deion Ford with the block. But North had a trailer, and it was Omar Brown. Central open down low. High off the glass and in for Kai West. Willie Wilson finds a cutting Eli Campbell in transition. 10-7 our score. Rennell Porter, the older brother of Ronnie Porter, who will suit up for the Como Park Cougars tonight in section semifinal action against De La Salle. Ronnie Porter having a fantastic freshman season for the Cougar girls. A lot of them are here to support Rennell before they hit the bus and head over to Eastridge. North with the double team. Central breaks free and wide open in the paint is Deion Ford. A fortuitous catch there by the Minutemen. Wilson inside to Townley. Left it soft, got his own miss. Too high. Omar Brown again. Another second chance bucket. Porter, all 5'7" of him. Feeds Crow on the bounce pass. North rejected it. Central keeps it though. West will back off and we'll have a reset here. Porter out to Davis. He's pickpocketed by Omar Brown. 2-on-1 for the Polars. And Townley Jr. cashes in. 12-11. The pressure defense gets to St. Paul Central. We saw that with Minnehaha after Central got up early. Now North running the floor and dropping buckets. Eli Campbell gives North their first lead. In a few minutes, that is. Central with the answer. Davis's three off the mark. Townley denying West. Polars on the run again. Willie Wilson lost his grip. It was deflected and scooped up by Kai West. Now he's off to the races. That will be a charge. Tried to deke Nasir El-Amin, but he was not fooled. .28 left in the first half. Polars lead the Minutemen 14-12. Campbell, side fade, bullseye. Central not calling a timeout yet. West on the way up was fouled. He'll shoot two. Kai West averaging 8.1 points per game. I guess it's kind of amusing that I'm talking about two teams that don't have signature wins. North is the number 2 team in Class A. St. Paul Central, a 20-win team. But as we noted, they had opportunities against some of the high-level schools in Minnesota. They came up short, and maybe that's why it doesn't feel like the tantalizing matchup this had been in years past. Kai West knocks down both free throws. And Central going for the steal there. They don't get it. 17-14 is our score. Wilson out to El-Amin. He'll try the side fade. Hit the front end of the iron. Devontae Davis will shoot two. Davis and Ford struggled in the loss to Minnehaha. Porter had a solid game, but that 23-5 run and then Central going cold from the floor did them in. And with North, as we said, rebuilding somewhat, having to get another point guard after Trey Holloman, who was expected to be that centerpiece, moved over to Cretin-Durham Hall. And Trey's here today. There's no bad blood or ill will, anything like that. But basketball is a business, even at the prep level. Davis Goes 2 for 2. Central 4 for 4. Wilson. Now Campbell has it. El-Amin. Out to Wilson again. Josh Hodges, number 21, finds El-Amin on the drive. And they will give him continuation. El-Amin gets on the board, and he'll have a chance to extend this lead to 4. As we noted, El-Amin, one of the double-digit scorers, 12.1 a game. And he will convert the three-point play. Foul on the Minutemen against Devontae Davis, and Marshell Cook finally joined us. So Marshell, what took you so long?
My ride canceled. I had to get an Uber.
Your ride canceled, you had to get an Uber.
Yeah.
I thought you were within walking distance.
No.
I tease. Well, you're just in time to see Eli Campbell. He's been knocking down threes in the first half. He has 3 in the first frame so far, and the Polars up 23-16. And a traveling violation. North bringing the pressure defense. And that's going to lead to a timeout for Scott Howell and the Minutemen. And if you just joined us, as Marshell did, Central got out early 8-3, but much like the game with Minnehaha, once they start bringing the pressure, making Central uncomfortable, they have a tougher time moving the ball up.
Yeah. They should bring the game in with pressing every game.
So 23-16 is our score. Campbell with 14 points already, 3 triples. And a few of your old buddies are here. You know, your old coach, Crystal Flint, checking out the action before she has section semifinal hoops. You know, Trey Holloman's here. He's giving us a side eye. I think he's having some fun with you, Marshell.
Yeah, that's my little cousin.
Little at 6'3". Three on the way for the Minutemen. Off the heel. It's picked up by 13, Clifford Brown III. El-Amin feeds Campbell, and Eli couldn't get the layup to fall. But North has been attacking in transition. Central can't get the 3 to drop. Omar Brown collects the rebound. Campbell. Hesitation move, and Kai West stays with them and swats it out of the way. So your ride canceled.
Yeah.
I thought they understood the importance of a game like this.
Or the importance of me having to meet someone.
You know me, I don't get mad, I mock. I like having fun. North having fun off the inbound. Devon Townley scores, and the Polars feasting on the Minutemen here. Central sees a lane. Devontae Davis drives through it, and he'll get a chance at 3. I didn't see the foul there, but something the Minutemen needed after North was putting up a run on them. No three-point play. Polar's trying to play the long ball. Well, Marshell, you didn't get the chance to play in a Twin Cities game yourself, but I imagine you went to your share of them, and the boys and the girls.
Actually, my junior year, I played a couple JV games.
Okay, that's right, because
Yep,
they
and
do all
we,
3 of them.
Yeah, and we actually won Twin Cities that year. We played against Como.
Como, I think I remember that, because a few of the varsity players played JV.
Yep.
Clifford Brown, he's not playing around when it comes to knocking down threes. North,
Yeah,
firing on all cylinders.
He's known for that. He has a good shot.
I remember that. Como had to play all 3 levels, and North playing in the JV. Yeah, that was a close one, and then Como beat Southwestern varsity. I remember Andrea Adams had 43 points.
Yeah.
Brown fakes the 3 this time. Cuts his way to the lane. Porter with the spin move. Goes up on the left side, and Porter ought to open up a bakery. You want to know why? All right, you didn't hear me. I said Porter should open up a bakery because you want to know why.
Why?
It was a sweet roll. That's Porter's first field goal. I know Scott Howell was high on his progression as a senior, and as I noted before you got here, he has a strong lineage. There he is with the steal. Leans his way in. Porter may be listed at 5'7", but he often plays bigger than that. As I was going to say, he has a little sister that plays for Como Park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard
Porter.
about her.
28-24, and just like that, the Minutemen have roared their way back. So you played in the JV game, but I imagine as a fan, you would go to the boys' games or go to some of the girls' games.
Yeah.
There were some years when it was sold out, and it may not be a sold-out crowd now, but what is the specialty behind this Twin Cities game?
Well, the specialty behind this particular game is North Minneapolis versus St. Paul. That's why there's a couple people out here, and it's kind of a rivalry. Even though they're not in the same conference, it's kind of a rivalry.
It does make sense. A lot of times you get the 6-1-2, 6-5-1. I did the girls' game last week. You had a birthday.
Yeah.
You actually missed out on a nail-biter. Como Park won with 2 seconds to go over Minneapolis South.
Oh.
Jada James got the layup, but you had to, some people have birthdays that they have to celebrate. But you're right, 19 looks good on you. Central looking to keep this run going, and they will. Davis scores in transition off the steal. I believe that was McElroy who got the pick. And back and forth this game goes. Who will win? We don't know yet. But Marshall's here for it, and so we should be in for a lot of fun now. North, try to go no look. El-Amin, he looks to drive his way in. He can't do so. And McElroy.
That was good.
Yep, and that's the right call. McElroy led with the elbow, made contact with El-Amin. He was trying to clear out, get some space, but the refs are going to hit you with that almost every time.
Yeah. You have to watch those elbows down there.
So North keeps it, and they'll get another try here on Central's end of the floor. El-Amin, baseline. That goes off the rim. North, how did they get open? How are they able to find Brown? That was a tight hole to squeeze through.
Yeah.
But Brown scores to make it 30-26. So when you played in that JV game, even though it wouldn't count as a win in North's total, you felt a little extra desire to get out there and get some bragging rights?
Oh, no, it was not. To me, it wasn't really anything to brag about.
Count it. Omar Brown will get the bucket, and I believe McElroy was in the restricted zone, hence the foul. So after a hot start from Eli Campbell, Omar Brown is picking things up on the north end. He's up to 8 and can make it 9 here, pending the free throw. Now I have to ask you, how was your birthday?
It didn't go as I planned, but
What happened?
I wanted to go out to eat in the restaurant that I wanted to go to. I didn't make reservations.
Oh,
So when we arrived, it was very packed.
That was kind of like the De La Salle Minnehaha series last night. If you weren't there early, you weren't going to get in. 3 on the way, short. North leaking out. Brown, not quite a dunk, but still good for 2. And that energizes the North crowd. Omar Brown, the 6'2 senior. North getting a heavy dose of Campbell and Brown in the early going as they lead by 8. Porter finds an open target in Crow, but his 3 is off the mark. El-Amin regains his balance. Willie Wilson pulls up, can't get the bounce. Crow can't save it. It will stay North ball. Well, it certainly helps that North isn't having the same funk they did against Minnehaha.
Yeah.
Well, they're attacking more frequently. They've had a few threes go their way.
They seem a little more prepared.
And if it's North and Minnehaha in that 2A championship, I wouldn't be surprised if North is ready for them. Eli Campbell in his final regular season game, making a statement. 17 points, 4 triples in the first half.
Yeah.
Brown with the rejection. Brown will feed it to Campbell for the layup. North bringing all sorts of pressure, and after the Minutemen got it to within 2, the Pullers on an 11-0 run. So, what was your backup plan if you weren't able to go out to the restaurant you would prefer to?
I just got dressed up and I ordered food to my house.
You dressed up and ordered food to your house.
Yep. Of course, I was already dressed up because we went to the restaurant first.
So 39-25. Did you get any presents?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to any, but my aunt, she got me a couple things.
You weren't looking forward to any.
No, I wasn't. I'm 19.
I suppose, yeah, we're old. Well, it's like shopping for me at Christmas. I don't really ask for a whole lot. Then people ask, oh, what do you want? I don't know. It makes me feel awkward. I've never been big into, like, oh, I got to have this thing. But, well, I'm sure you enjoyed dinner with yourself.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine you're enjoying what you're seeing out of Minneapolis North as far as their ability to attack.
Yeah, but they have to keep the same energy and momentum.
That hasn't been a problem so far.
Because Central's playing pretty good.
McElroy got his own miss and draws a foul on Hansen, much to his chagrin. So Darius Hansen hit with his first. Luke McElroy opened up the game with a three-pointer, and we haven't heard from him since. McElroy averaging 9.7 a game. Splits at the line. Now here's something unusual. Central, a 20-win team, but they're going to have to start their section playoff run on the road because 5 teams in that section ended up with 20 wins. Eli Campbell missed the 3 that time. Central looking to push. El-Amin timed it perfectly for the block, and Omar Brown open on the other end. Throw it down, big man. Throw it down.
I'd say they're very much prepared than they were against Minnehaha.
I think the difference between that game and this one, how strongly they're attacking. Well, they get a turnover on that end as Porter goes up and scores. Rennell Porter, he's tough to guard because of how shifty he is. But Minneapolis North overall, they're attacking, they're getting in passing lanes, and they're pushing the ball. It also helps that you don't have a 7-foot center to deal with.
Yeah. He wasn't letting anything get past him.
El-Amin off the cut. He's up to 5, and the Polars 43 points in this first half, and they might get more. They have the arrow. Rennell Porter lost his balance, and St. Paul Central getting blindsided here by North's press. We had a slight stoppage in play. Brown the third was looking to feed Hansen on the bounce pass and ended up throwing it away. 1:15 left in the first half. Here's Crow, out to Porter, West. North was looking for the leak out. Lead pass a little too far, and a transition bucket for the Minutemen.
Too many turnovers.
I believe Williams scored for the Minutemen. El-Amin looking to distance himself from Kai West. Now he finds Brown, whose 3 is off the mark. And Davis will scoop up the rebound. 28 seconds. Porter hesitates, goes up. Runner is short. Rebound Wilson, the younger brother of Odell Wilson, now at North Dakota State. 15 seconds. North will hold it for one more shot. El-Amin trying to shake off West. Can't do it. Throws up a tough shot, and it goes in anyway. And that brings the first half to an end. Nasir El-Amin.
Yeah, that was
high
nice.
degree of difficulty. Nice layup and a fitting way.
It was against what his coach was telling him to do, but at least he finished.
Fitting way to end the first half. The Polars up 45-31. So we'll take a quick break and come back with the second half. You're watching the 2019 Twin Cities Boys Championship. The Polars lead the Minutemen 45-31.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSP television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSP television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
Mike Peden and Marshell Cook back with you at the 2019 Twin Cities Boys Championship. Minneapolis North leads St. Paul Central 45-31. And St. Paul Central starting the second half with another sloppy possession. First half notables, Eli Campbell, 19 points. Devontae Davis with 9 to lead the Minutemen. Campbell, 19 points, 4 3-pointers for the Polars. Now the Minutemen looking to execute in transition, and they will. Deion Ford scores for the Minutemen. Campbell for 3. Bullseye. 5 3-pointers for Eli Campbell.
He's playing a good game.
And he can knock down threes. We saw that in Minnehaha. We're seeing that here. He's got some range, and that could help the Polars as they begin their playoff push after today. The North turning this into a track meet. 50-33. The hook shot does not drop for Devontae Davis. And what more can you say? Minneapolis North, they're playing a solid game here.
Yep. But Central, they're not giving up, though, and that's good.
I think the difference is just the speed in which North is playing.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to attack, and as I was saying in the open, Central felt a little stiff that they got a 5 seed as a 20-win team. Although with the performance they're having against North, now North is a top 10 team, in fact, number 2 in 2A, but when you look at wins and losses, as El-Amin scores, Central has 20 wins, but they didn't pick up any big ones against in-state competition. They went undefeated in St. Paul City Conference play, but they had a lot of close calls. El-Amin times the pass. Willie Wilson will lay it in. As you noted, not quite like his brother as far as vertical, and the Polars not fooling around. A 9-2 run to start the second half, and here they are up by 21. Back to action, 15:36 left in the second half. Davis. That was a tough layup, but he gets it to drop, and that's what Central needed on the ATO play. The question is, do they have enough to catch up to North? Campbell can't get the save that time, or I shouldn't say can't get the 3, and Josh Hodges unable to save it.
He just has to take his time. He didn't have to force that shot.
Well, when you knock down 5 threes, sometimes you're feeling it, as they say. What we call a heat check. And that will stay Central ball. El-Amin. Another steal. This time a little out of control, but they recover in time, and that has been the story of the second half. North just pressing relentlessly.
They're playing good defense tonight.
There's another example. They can't quite get the transition play going there, but North with a strong sense of anticipation here. And it's left Central absolutely bewildered. I know North has controlled this Twin Cities series for a while.
Yeah, they did. They have.
After Johnson dominated this event for years, but there's been some high-octane, high-flying games. There was that triple overtime game back in 2015 with Johnson that still holds the record as the highest scoring game in state history. Now Central trying to bring a little bit of pressure. Wilson can't hit the three, and I thought somebody kicked that ball, but we play on. Porter. Well reset. They may need one heck of a performance out of him, and that's going to be a foul on the loose ball. On Central's end, Porter may need to find a way to get going. He had a pretty solid performance against Minnehaha Academy going for 20, but a lot of that came in stat padding time. Porter for three. No good. Offensive rebound. And the putback by number 14, Terrell Fountain. Campbell fakes the three, goes inside to Brown. He wanted the foul. Or I should say hesitated in hopes of drawing it, but still scores anyway. But nice fake by Eli Campbell.
Yeah, that was really good.
And when you're knocking down threes, it opens up that option. North ball. This is unreal. North up by 19 against a 20-win team in Class 4A. Brown, the sidearm pass to Clifford Brown for the three. And this is turning into a rout. Count the basket for Devontae Davis. He'll go to the line for three-point play, but you mentioned North's preparation. If nothing else, this game tells me North is tuning up for sections. They look like they're locked and ready to go.
Yes.
And that's what this Twin Cities game can offer. It gives you that last tune-up to see what you need. And for the Minutemen, who felt they were deserving of a higher seed after this performance, there may be a few doubts or a few questions about that. That will be a charge as McElroy got himself set outside the restricted zone. It's going to be a tough segue for the Minutemen, who, again, felt they should have gotten at least a 4 seed and hosted the first round. Whoever wins that quarterfinal, regardless, will face Eastridge. So 11:50 left in the second half. Devontae Davis pulls up and drains the 17-footer.
Number 2 and number 1 for Central, they seem like they're go-to people.
Porter and Davis, they usually are. The problem for Central in the games I've covered them is one or more of those players often struggle. That will be a blocking foul on the Minutemen, just the first of the half. And speaking of postseason ball, your school is taking part in the NCAA Division III tournament. Won their first round game and hopefully will win their second round game tonight, and hopefully next year that will be you getting the chance to take part in a tournament. I know you're itching to play.
I am.
What would you make of North's performance here, though? Knocking down threes, scoring in transition, and getting just about anything they want here in the second half. Darius Hansen scores. I'd say a pretty impressive effort out of North. What would you say?
They're playing really good team ball. They're running the floor, they're moving, making good passes, not too many turnovers. I'd say they're playing a little bit more smart than they usually do.
Minneapolis North calling a timeout. Fountain scored the last bucket for the Minutemen. 10:43 left, 63-46 our score. And just a much different looking North team than what we saw a few weeks ago.
I don't think they were prepared for Minnehaha. They weren't. They couldn't have been.
Not the same way, but sometimes you need a kick in the keister and or a few of them to get yourself focused. And North, we've known this for years. They schedule tough. When you look at their non-conference opponents, the fact that they go out of state every year up to South Dakota for the Barefoot Classic at the Pentagon. They play in Chicago. They played a game at Wisconsin. This is a well-traveled team.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to go outside the state. But that's why they do it. They know they may not win all those games, and they won't have, at least in the regular season, they're not going to get to 20 wins. They should get to that mark in the playoffs, but they played Hopkins, De La Salle, Minnehaha Academy, Caledonia, Waseca, all of them top 10 schools in 2A, 3A, and 4A. Scramble for the ball, picked up by Campbell, sees a lane, and will shoot two. And as Campbell waits to shoot the free throws, a reminder that if you want to support a TSB television broadcast, even though our prep basketball coverage is wrapping up, we'll have plenty of events for you in the spring. You can do so by visiting us on Patreon at patreon.com/TSB television or on PayPal at paypal.me/TSB television. And I know you've enjoyed getting the chance to call a few games, but I have to imagine you're counting down the days to when you can suit up again.
Yes, I am. I want to play really bad.
Polar's up by 18. And a foul on Townley. He thought a little differently about that.
Yeah. They probably called it because how he swat at the ball. Even though it was a block, most times when they swat like that, they call fouls.
Deion Ford at the line, missing the front end. Ford splits, but still a comfortable margin for the Polars. Campbell, denied by Ford. Fountain brings it up. Ford, fouled again.
Ford for the Minutemen, shooting 2.
You seem entrenched in thought here.
No, I'm just a little hungry.
Hungry.
Yeah. Not too much in thought.
I thought you'd have more to say with what North has done so far in this game.
This is what I expect from them.
I remember how animated you were, and I think how animated North was when they struggled against Minnehaha before rallying back. Right now, North having an issue here, giving the Minutemen a hole. Or an opening, I should say. They're out of fouls to give now. No, they call it on Central. I thought it was going against North. No one in serious foul trouble. Brown, pass was poked away, and it will stay North ball. Here comes Eli Campbell, perhaps to refocus the North Polars here. They've looked a little off kilter these last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But Campbell with 23 points. Blair McKenzie bringing him in perhaps to right the ship. Make sure the Polars close out. Nice find to Omar Brown, but he couldn't put it in. Ford lays it in for the Minutemen. And what was a 21-point lead is down to 13. Wilson, mid-range, swish.
Sometimes when he gets a little more adrenaline in his body, he gets too much on the person that he's defending, and then he receives a foul.
It's the third on Brown, and now the Polars are out of fouls to give.
Yeah.
And with 8:38 to go, that could be crucial. Second chance bucket for Luke McElroy.
I like the fact that Central isn't giving up. They're playing really well.
The key for Central, getting efficient possessions. Earlier in this half, you saw North pressing them, getting in the lanes. That resulted in a lot of turnovers and a lot of fast break chances for the Polars. And now the Minutemen give the Polars a taste of their own medicine. And Kai West, if he makes this free throw, he'll make it a 10-point game. And now this gets a little more interesting. It looked like North was going to coast to victory here, perhaps, and the Minutemen finding a spark here in these last few minutes.
Yeah, because they're not giving up.
Well, as we noted, they're a 20-win team, and they've played a lot of top teams in Class 4A close, even though they may not have as many statement or signature wins as some other schools do. But Central, well, they schedule tough, and a lot of folks said this team had been building up for a season like this as West completes a three-point play. All right, if you're the Polars, what do you do here? That lead is down to 10.
Play smart, no turnovers, and slow down with the fouls. There's no need to foul in this type of game. All you have to do is move your feet.
Once again, the Minutemen, they're attacking at the top of the key. And because they're in the bonus, they have a chance to reel in this margin.
Last call for concessions.
7:40 left, and
Timeout 17 ball.
They did exactly what we said not to do. No turnovers.
well, 7:40 left, and the Minutemen picking up on North's game. They're not afraid to play aggressive. West gets the front end to fall. And he can make an 8-point game here. And Central getting to the line frequently. They're 12 of 15, North 1 for 3. And part of that is North, with all those three-pointers that go down, you're not going to draw as many fouls on jump shots. Campbell, North needs this three. Campbell can't give it to them. Loose ball, won by the Polars. Wilson fakes, shovel pass, and Brown wasn't ready for it.
He wasn't ready at all.
Brown didn't see it coming. He was wide open.
Wide open. That would have been a good play.
That could have been a silencer. Now the
Central.
Minutemen, right, could have been a silencer for Central. Now they can inch ever closer. Oh, so closer. West has been feeling it in this half. That drive is off the mark. Brown tried the reverse. I thought he had a good look on the strong side.
And he would have drawn a foul.
Instead, it's the Minutemen who draw a foul.
McKenzie
And-
needs to take a timeout. Get his team together. There's
see-
no way that that Central should be.
You see El-Amin getting frustrated here. Dion Ford at the line. Well, we've seen North come back from big deficits, 17 against Minnehaha, 23 against Waseca. But now they're trying to
Keep the lead.
hold on, right.
Yeah.
They're trying to hold on after going up by 21. But Central stayed with it. They're getting a lot of production out of Davis, Ford, and Kai West with 9 off the bench. And more importantly, Central's making their free throws, 14 of 17. 6-point game now. Campbell finds Brown. Back out to Campbell.
Wow, they keep missing the cutter here.
Devon Townley wasn't going to miss that, though.
Yeah.
A big-time tip-in. And a traveling violation on the Minutemen. I guess it wouldn't be a fitting end to North's season without another hurdle or two to clear. It seems like this has been a trying year as far as the number of close games they've been a part of, win
Yeah.
or lose. Wilson, he's been going on that fake. Knocks down the baseline, Jay, but Wilson, I noticed he has a preference to pump fake on three-pointers, try
Yeah.
to draw the defense out.
But a lot of people, they try to tell him not to do that. He always hesitates. If he doesn't hesitate, he'll knock down that three.
Nevertheless, a big bucket for the Polars. Terrell Fountain lays it in. But North getting a couple of baskets here. They needed that as they try to hang on and pick up their 19th win of the year. Central hoping to extend their winning streak to 6 before the playoffs begin. A textbook entry feed to Clifford Brown III for the layup.
They shouldn't swat like that. It's not.
Nothing called there. It will be Central ball, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
when
they
you
shouldn't
swat
do
like
that.
you risk getting a foul call, and North already at 9. So Central in the double bonus effectively the rest of the way.
Exactly. All they have to do is put their hands up and don't let Central beat them to the basket. Move their feet. But Central's doing a good job by drawing those fouls.
McElroy, that would have been a big 3 for the Minutemen, but they stay with it, and Devontae Davis goes up to 20.
He's having a good game. He wants it.
Davis stepping up big time for St. Paul Central. Now it's Brown to Campbell. North, maybe working the clock a little bit. Wilson, almost. He had a great look.
Yeah.
Now North trying to play up front on defense, and did we get a timeout before the jump ball?
No, they called it a jump.
But North had the arrow, and North getting back to what worked for them early in this game. Attacking the passing lanes and getting the jump out front. And with 4:09 left, I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see North work the clock here.
Yeah. But you never know what Coach McKenzie has in store.
Well, he's a Hall of Fame member, a bunch of state titles, 4 at Henry, 2 at North. If there's anyone who knows how to strategize in late game situations, it's McKenzie.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to try anything foolish. Well, he won't.
The team.
The players,
They have to execute.
it's different when
whatever
you're
he
out
tells
there.
them.
It's different when you're on the floor than coaching. You
Yeah.
can tell your players what to do, but it's a different world out in that 84-foot stretch of hardwood. Campbell missing the layup, and that's what the Minutemen needed. It will stay Central ball. An annual ritual for the Polars ever since Larry McKenzie took over. North has made the Twin Cities game their 6th year in a row that they've been a part of this. 3. Bodies flying everywhere. North with a 2-on-1. Brown with the finish. That was a close call on the other end for Minneapolis North. They were inches away from getting called for a foul there.
Yeah.
Instead, they cash in. Deion Ford with a kiss off the glass. Brown to Wilson. Will North use the clock? They're up by 8 with 3 to play. Townley tried to sell the foul, if you ask
He
me.
didn't have. He should have seen what he had. Triple threat first. As soon as he received the ball, he wanted to put it right on the ground. And he didn't notice that he had 2 people in front of him.
On the other end, Deion Ford scores for the Minutemen. And with 2:51 to go, we've got a 6-point game. A timeout was called, I believe, by North. So here we go, 2:51. What looked like a North runaway win. Well, they're going to have to work for it, but as you said, the Minutemen, relentless. And I think the biggest thing, it was the Minutemen who called timeout.
Yeah.
They'll have 1 left. The biggest difference, cleaning up the ball control. They're not turning over the ball. And more importantly, on the offensive side, when you don't cough up the ball, you can penetrate down low as they have. That's where they've gotten a lot of their production. So with 40 seconds left in the break, quick reminder that if you want to contribute to a TSB television broadcast, you can do so on Patreon and PayPal. We'll have the information up on screen. Marshell, you and I seem to have a lot of close games here. North Minnehaha went down to the wire, and it looks like North St. Paul Central is going to do the same.
Yep, because Central wants it. North, they came out like they wanted it, but they're struggling to keep the lead.
And once Central play with a faster tempo, they can run just as well as North can. I think that made a world of difference.
In Central, they're doing a very good job driving to the basket and drawing those fouls.
For the Polars, a big difference, Eli Campbell. He had 4 threes, 19 points in the first half, just 4 points here. Here's a chance for a big bucket, and he misses. It will be Central ball with 2:34 to go. West can't get the bounce. Dead ball rebound to the Polars. Now, do you work the clock here?
No. Oh, I thought you were asking something else.
I said, do you work the clock here?
In this type of situation?
Yeah. No, not out there. I know you're not working the clock because you're up here.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Oh, Kai West with the steal and the score.
And that's what you don't want.
What a comeback this would be if Central is able to get the win. Campbell, another miss. Central can make this a one-possession game. Oh, that was a dangerous pass. West wins the scrum for the rebound. He's too strong. Jump ball, Central or North with the arrow. No, Central has the arrow. Timeout. Minneapolis North, 1:35 to play.
Turnovers. Turnovers always kill them. They always kill them. Their biggest downfall, turnovers and fouls. They turn the ball over and then they go ahead and foul.
The last 9 minutes, North just seems
Tired.
out of sync.
Yeah.
Right.
They seem tired.
I know basketball is a game of runs, but it's rare for a team to go up 21 like they did and then find themselves in danger, perhaps, of losing the Twin Cities game. Now, it's an exhibition game, and the section seeds are already out, so there's nothing at stake. There's some pride on the line, but for St. Paul Central, remember, they felt stiff. They were mad about getting the 5 seed in Section 4-4A. A win here wouldn't necessarily validate them as a higher seed, but what that could do is give them confidence going into that first round of sections to make a statement, to prove that they belong. And as you said, turnover is the difference. North having some trouble with ball security and shots not falling either.
But they're not taking the proper shots. They're not taking smart shots.
Inbound pass up for grabs. It will stay with Central. Both teams with 1 timeout left. Now, the problem for Central, they only have 3 fouls. So if they score and can't get a stop, you're going to have to foul North 3 times before you send them to the line.
Yeah.
McElroy gets the inbound pass inside to West. No good. Fountain. Central relentless. Deion Ford puts it in. I got him at 21 unofficially. A 2-point game. Central down by as much as 21. That's the third foul on McElroy. Brown to shoot 2. I don't need to tell you how big these free throws are.
He just needs to take his time. No pressure, even though there's a lot of pressure.
I like how you say there's no pressure, even though there's a lot of pressure. You probably felt the same way when you were a player.
Oh, yes.
Late game, no pressure.
So
Like, no big deal. You're just going to the line to try to get your team back in it. Brown missing both. Central ball. So Central gets the stop. They can tie or take the lead. A lot of time left. So you don't need a 3.
No fouls on north side. No fouls.
Of course, no.
turnovers.
That puts Central at the line for 2. Fountain looking for an inside option. He goes to McElroy for 3. Bullseye! Central with their first lead since early in the first half. "30 seconds. This could be the comeback, the game of the season. North will use their last timeout. Marshell. This could be, well, history. I don't know if Central's ever come back from 20 down.
I don't know.
How big would this win be for the Minutemen? To go down 21 against a perennial 2A contender, and if they can get out of here with the win, what could that do for this team entering section play?
I'm sorry. I can't even think right now.
You can't think. But like you said, Central didn't give up.
At all.
And, well, you've been in your share of these where you go down and then try to work your way back. And so for Central, if you're able to come back for 21 down and get the win, what does that do for your team?
Oh, it brings us together. It gets us stronger. It gets us ready for sections. It just brings us together. It's a really good feeling.
Now for North, they're out of timeouts. And Central still has 2 to give. So do the Minutemen use those fouls, or do they try to play straight-up defense?
Straight up defense.
You don't want to risk it?
Straight up defense. No fouls.
Don't want to risk it? Because, right, if you foul, you risk if they get the shooting motion off. Now, if you're North, who do you go to here? You have a lot of time, 26.3. Who do you give the ball to?
I think we should, no threes. A simple layup is all we need. A simple layup.
Well, Campbell knocked down 5 of them, though. If they see a look, I could see him taking it. But here we go. Central with 2 fouls to give if they choose to use them. And everyone's standing up. El-Amin, he's fouled. Central still has 1 to give. 15.1 on the clock. So Central opting to use one of those fouls. Well, Central still has 1 to give. And they're going to use it there. That's a lot of time, though, on the clock.
I don't know why he's fouling.
You know, you're trying to eat up time, deny North that chance, but 13.2, that's plenty of time to get a shot off. And now, if you foul them, they'll go to the line.
Yeah.
10 seconds. Who will it be? Brown for 3. Short. Rebound, no good. They may put some time on the clock here. A couple of seconds ticked off after the whistle. We're going to have some time here. But North out of timeouts. Even if they had one, you can't advance the ball. Central will use theirs. With 2 seconds to go. We'll see how much time is added on, if any. Central can't make this a two-possession game at the line, even if they make both. Marshell, what a comeback by St. Paul Central.
They didn't give up, and that's the type of team, that's a good team. You should never give up. A lot of teams would have gave up when they were down 20.
And how about Luke McElroy? How many teams, go for the tie? McElroy saw a look he liked, went up for three, and nothing
nailed
but
it.
the bottom of the net. And that's the difference in this game. Well, the JV game came down to the wire too. I guess it's only fitting that we see a similar situation here. So they add 1.2 seconds back on the clock.
If that helps anything.
Now, if you're the Minutemen, do you intentionally miss that second free throw, try to eat up time?
No.
Well, they got to make the first one. Davis does. We said at the start, St. Paul Central looking for that signature win. They could get it here. Davis went for the miss, and that didn't go as planned, so North will have time. Brown?
Nope.
No. St. Paul Central with a comeback for the ages. 77-74, and Minneapolis North streak of Twin Cities victories is over. What a game for the Minutemen. Down 21. I don't think anyone expected them to rally back the way they did, but this will be a huge boost going into their playoffs. And for North, they're already the number one seed, but a tough way to end the regular season. I don't believe it, though. Luke McElroy, the hero, and Devontae Davis, unofficially 23 points. He played a big part in this win as well.
Yeah, he played a really good game.
And for North, you get the first round off, but you got to regroup for section play. How do you bounce back?
They need to run. They need some discipline. There's no way that they let them win, and they were in a 20 lead.
77-74, the final. Anything else, Marshell? Well, we got a fireworks, so we got a photo finish, and Central came out on top.
Because they didn't give up.
And that's why you don't, no matter how much you're down.
Exactly.
Eli Campbell with 23 to lead the Polars, but the day belongs to St. Paul Central, and that does it here for the regular season. It's all playoffs from here on out. And we were glad to have you with us. And St. Paul Central, again, this is a win no matter what happens. They're going to remember, especially for those seniors. What a way to go out.
Exactly. That was a big shot by Luke. Very big shot.
The 6'3" senior center.
They
Go
need to
figure,
take-
a center gives you a game-winning three-pointer.
They need to take him out to eat. He played a good game.
I'm sure his dinner's paid for tonight.
Yes.
So that does it from here. Thanks for stopping by, Marshell, and thanks to all of you for watching. High school boys basketball. Central defeats North 77-74 to take the Twin Cities Boys Championship.